mind is a terrible thing to waste. A superior mindset is one of the greatest assets you can have. How many of you wouldn't mind being rich? How many of you wouldn't mind being wealthy? How many of you would like to be successful? Would you like to be a combination of the two? Those of you who said wealthy, you're on the right track. Do you know what the difference is between rich and wealthy? Being rich means you've made a lot of money, continue to do things to keep that money coming in. You are working for your money. Being wealthy means you've made a lot of money, but you can stop what you're doing and your money will continue to come in. Your money is working for you. If it's meant to be, it's up to me. Once again, if it's meant to be, it's up to me. We all have a purpose why we were born into this world. And it's up to us to figure out what that purpose is. In other words, your gift. Everyone has a gift. Your gift exists because you exist. You may have the gift of encouragement. Encouragers have the ability to call forth the best in others through encouragement and motivation. They have an ability to bring new life to people who have lost their determination and feel burnt out. Words can be a powerful thing. You may be able to say something that can completely change someone's life. What you say to someone can make the difference in someone contemplating suicide and becoming someone they never thought possible. You could have the gift of teaching. People with the gift of teaching are consummate debaters. It's how they convince and help others to learn. It doesn't matter if they are in the office or at home. People with the gift of teaching are constantly thinking on their feet. Teachers need to know the reasoning behind concepts and ideas. They don't take anything at face value. Some may confuse your talent with your gift. Your talent can be learned, but your gift is within you and cannot be performed by anyone else the way you do it. Your gift is driven by the passion you have to do it. It's not a job. It's not hard work for you. You're able to use it wherever you go. It brings joy into your life. And what you do with your gift is up to you. Most people would want to give their gift to the world. And if that's your decision, you have to figure out the best vehicle to use to give it to the world. Finding the right vehicle for your gift will take your gift from a dream to a reality. I've gone years doing many different things in my life. I've been a correction officer, an aircraft mechanic, a combat photographer, a DJ, a radio broadcaster, an audiovisual technician, a cab driver, a limousine driver, a police officer, and that's not everything. But those were part of the journey I had to take to get to where I am now. It took me going through all of those occupations to get me to this point and to realize my purpose in this world. And that purpose, I believe, is to help people. I get so much joy in my heart when I'm helping people. I know many of you have heard it's better to give than to receive. That term didn't materialize out of thin air. There's a lot more truth to that than people may realize. The more you give, the more you will receive. And most wealthy people have come to understand that. I believe my purpose in this life is to be a philanthropist. And it all begins with me, starting with my mindset. How much will it cost me to get started? Absolutely nothing. Because it starts in my mind. Everything I want and desire begins with me visualizing it in my mind, followed by the action needed to make it become a reality. Most are never told the type of mindset you need to have to achieve money and success. We have more power between our ears than most people will ever know. But unless you tap into how to use that power, you can never be what you are capable of being. The mind is an amazing thing. If I knew what I know now, back when I was younger, about the power of the mind, my dreams probably would have come true a lot sooner. Everyone has a season in which things are supposed to happen to them. Some early in life, some later in life. Windows of opportunity. Sometimes you miss those windows of opportunity because you are not prepared. And it may not be your fault. Sometimes you may not know what you don't know until it's too late. And you may not even realize it until it has happened. In order to grab an opportunity, you have to be prepared. Preparation, preparation, preparation. The very first thing you have to start with is your mind. If my mind had been right when those windows of opportunity came about, I wouldn't have missed them. You can't accomplish anything if your mind isn't right. One of the elements of wealth and success is you have to have faith. The good book says to walk by faith, not by sight. But if you don't have the faith that you can do something or that you are going to become something, it's not going to happen. But my definition of having faith is fulfilling all I'm trying to have. Believing in the unknown, knowing that you're going to be something, but not knowing how you're going to get there. Knowing that one day you're going to have something you want, but not knowing how you're going to get it. This is all a part of having the right mindset. Every day you go to bed believing that you're going to wake up the next day, but not knowing if you will. Think about it. How many of you go to bed wondering if you're going to wake up the next morning? If you did, would you even want to go to sleep? You have to have unwavering faith to have wealth and success. In order to become wealthy and successful, you have to have the mindset of a wealthy and successful person. William James says, a man's life is what his thoughts make of it. You have to reprogram your mind for wealth and success. You can't think like a poor man and think you can gain and maintain wealth and success. There's many ways you can do that. Read books by people who have become wealthy and successful, people who have done it before. Listen to CDs by successful people, watch DVDs by them. You have to take your mind back to school. Your mind is the most powerful thing you own. And if you put it to work, you'd be amazed at what it can do. The mind is a powerful thing. And if you learn how to use it, you would amaze yourself to the things you are capable of doing. When you want something, you have to go for it without worry of how you're going to get it. I'm sure some of you have heard the term, if you build it, they will come. Well, when your mind decides it's going to do something, come hell or high water, you start to take some action, the universe will begin to move and the how will come. Just believe it will come. Things will start to happen. Ideas will begin to manifest themselves. You will meet people who will be willing to help you. Earl Nightingale says, all of us are self-made, but only the successful will admit it. Increase your goals. I'm sure you've heard this term before. Write your goals down and look at them every day. You have to be willing to do more than you've ever done to achieve those goals, more than you've ever done on any job. My definition of a job is being just over broke. If you're making $80, $90, $100,000 a year, if you don't have the right mindset for wealth and success, you could just be broke on a higher level. I don't care how much money you make. If you make it but don't know how to keep it, it will be gone faster than it took you to get it. Wealthy people can lose all of their money, but with the right mindset, they will figure out a way to get it all back. They know and realize it's a temporary setback. So what do? They put things in motion to get back to where they want to be. And most of the time, they learn from the mistakes which put them in that position in the first place. In order to become wealthy and successful, you have to get out of your comfort zone and take a risk. In order to become wealthy and successful, you have to get out of your comfort zone and take a risk. Let me say that one more time. In order to become wealthy and successful, you have to get out of your comfort zone and take a risk. If you are not willing to risk, you cannot grow. If you cannot grow, you cannot be your best. If you cannot be your best, you cannot be happy. If you can't be happy, what else is there? If you do the same thing that everyone else is doing, you're going to get the same thing that everyone else has. You got to be willing to step out on faith and go in a direction that normal people aren't willing to take. Forget taking the same path. Go where others won't go and blaze your own trail. If you don't believe in yourself, sometimes you have to believe in the belief that everyone else has in you. Until you build your own belief. If you believe you can't do something, you can't. If you believe you can do something, you can. Either way, you are right. Don't allow the fear of failure and the attractiveness of playing it safe draw you in. You want to begin to challenge yourself and make it okay to fail and learn from your failures. Fail your way to the top. Make failure your friend. Wealthy and successful people have failed many times. That's part of the growing process. If you don't fail sometimes, how can you learn from your mistakes? Just don't let your failures outweigh your successes. Failure is a part of life. Warren Buffett said he won't invest in any company where the owner hasn't failed a few times. Willie Jolly says a setback is a setup for a comeback. It doesn't matter how many times you get knocked down. What matters is whether or not you get back up and continue to fight and move forward. And I really like what I heard Les Brown say. If you get knocked down, try to land on your back. Because if you can look up, you can get up. I seem to be at my best when I'm backed into a corner by life's storms. You can either ball up in a corner and cry, boo-hoo about everything that is going wrong, sink into a depression, and let life's woes defeat you. Or you can stand up, fight back, take control of your life, and continue to move forward. And guess where it starts? In your mind. You only do what your mind tells you to do, whether consciously or unconsciously. You determine what's the next step to be taken to move your life forward. You need to surround yourself with people of success. You've heard the term, you are the people that you hang around. If you hang around broke people, you're gonna be broke. If you surround yourself with wealthy and successful people, some of that success will rub off onto you. You also have to recluse yourself from negative people. Negative people will bring you down. They haven't been successful and they don't want to see you become successful. They always have a reason why something won't work versus the possibility that it will work. They haven't tried it, but they've heard about it. So because they heard it doesn't work, they suggest you don't try it because it's not going to work for you either. But remember, they haven't tried it. Never let someone tell you you can't do something, especially when they haven't done it. Don't let someone else's opinion of you become your reality. Surround yourself with positive people. People who want to see you succeed and is nothing but encouraging. People who really has your best interests at hand with nothing but support. And during this process, you'll find out who your true friends are. George Fraser says your network determines your net worth. All of this contributes to your mindset. When you feed your mind with positive things, focus on positive things throughout the day, you will begin to see your life dramatically change. You will experience things you've never thought possible. Try to start your day off with positive thoughts. Take 5 minutes in the morning to sit with your eyes closed and visualize a happy time that's happened in your life, or something you want to do that makes you feel good. Focus on nothing but things that make you feel good, no matter what you are going through. If something happens during the day, do something that will put you back into that feel-good moment. I've seen where people would put a rubber band on their wrist, then snap it to remind them of something. Try the rubber band thing or make up something of your own to trigger your mind to go back to that feel-good place. No matter what happens, you want to continue to feel good. The more you feel good, the better things will become. If you are going through some things in the beginning, that may be hard, but after a while, it will start to become easier. The more you focus on positive things, the more your life will change. Some of you may say, how can I focus on anything positive with everything that's happening to me? I feel overwhelmed with everything. You can still focus on positive things. I have been in this position many times. What you do is focus on the things you need to do to continue moving forward. I'm not saying forget about the things that are happening to you, but you can only do what you can do. If it's beyond your control, there's nothing you can do. You have to believe it's going to work itself out. But in the meantime, you have to continue to do the things to move you forward. When you do that, things will happen, and before you know it, that situation will have worked itself out. Focusing on negative things will stifle your growth. remember this: negative things will continue to come at you. There will be times when things look like they're going well, then all of a sudden, something negative will happen. Then right after that, something else negative will happen. And it will appear several negative things are coming at you at the same time. But what you may not realize is you could be on the verge of having a major breakthrough. You have to keep your focus on the positive things and continue to push through everything that's happening to you, no matter what happens. If you don't believe in yourself, how can someone believe in you? Even though there are people who hold the belief that you are capable of doing something, even when you don't have the belief is a powerful thing in itself. Life is not easy. But if you want to achieve the wealth and success of the 3% of the population is enjoying, you have to endure the hills and valleys, storms and earthquakes that comes with achieving that. You have to change your mindset to the point of rarely letting anything affect your positive focus.